It's another Democrat presidential debate tonight, and it should be quite interesting. Hey, everybody, I'm Chad Hasty, host of the Chad Hasty Show, which airs weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. And this is your afternoon brief for Wednesday, February 19th of 2020. So the Democrats are getting together once again tonight to debate the big change in tonight's debate. Mike Bloomberg, yes, that's right, little tiny Mike Bloomberg, will be on stage in the Democrat debate in Nevada. The Nevada caucuses happen on Saturday, and Democrats are hoping to avoid chaos on Saturday, but let's be honest, we're all hoping for a little bit of chaos on Saturday. Mike Bloomberg's going to be on stage, and if you've been reading any of the political news sites of the day, they've been offering up, 5 things to look for, 6 things to look for in the Democrat debate, 10 things to look for in the Democrat debate. There's really one thing to look for in tonight's debate, one big thing to look for, and that is Mike Bloomberg. Tonight, all eyes will be on Bloomberg and who attacks Bloomberg and how Mike Bloomberg is able to respond to those attacks. I had Matt Mackowiak, Republican strategist, on the show on Tuesday, and Mackowiak said, listen, in many ways, and we've seen many examples, Bloomberg does not handle criticism well. He does not handle questioning well. It'll be interesting to see if he's able to handle the onslaught of attacks that he'll receive. And I agree with that. Listen, he's going to be under fire. Bernie Sanders is going to pummel Mike Bloomberg. I think that Elizabeth Warren is going to pummel Mike Bloomberg. I think Joe Biden will pummel Mike Bloomberg as Joe Biden desperately tries to save his campaign. This will be a very important campaign or night for the former vice president, because his campaign is losing support everywhere, even in South Carolina. His poll numbers continue to go down. Meanwhile, Bernie Sanders is on the rise, and so is Mike Bloomberg. So for Joe Biden, this is a very important night for him. He may be able to save face in Nevada, and he may be able to save his campaign in South Carolina, but still, there's so much that could happen. For Mike Bloomberg, how is he going to respond to the attacks that he's paying for the election? He knows these attacks are coming, by the way. He'd have to be a real idiot, and his team would have to be real stupid not to understand that he's going to be attacked tonight for trying to purchase the Democrat nomination. So how is he going to be able not only to answer that, but also to relate to the average person who is going to be watching tonight? How is Mike Bloomberg going to come across and seem as though he is worthy of taking on Donald Trump, able to take on Donald Trump? You look at this field, and listen, the former vice president, when you listen to Joe Biden speak, he doesn't seem like a guy who could go toe-to-toe with Donald Trump on a debate stage. Elizabeth Warren doesn't seem like she could go toe-to-toe with Donald Trump on the debate stage. None of these folks really seem like they could go toe-to-toe with Trump, but only Bernie Sanders really has that fervent support out there among grassroots Democrats that could match some of the grassroots support that you see among President Donald Trump. There's an energy behind Bernie Sanders. Is there really an energy behind Mike Bloomberg? That's something that remains to be seen. Or are Democrats looking at Mike Bloomberg and going, well, he's not a socialist, so why not? We'll go ahead and give him the nomination. This is going to be an important night also for Pete Buttigieg. I'm sure he's going to be asked about his marriage and was Rush Limbaugh wrong to question whether or not Americans would be able to vote for a gay man. Listen, folks, I think it's a fair question. I've talked about this on my radio show, and maybe people don't like talking about this. Maybe this is something that people are scared to talk about. I think they are actually scared to talk about. I think there's a giant segment of the population, maybe not overwhelming, maybe not the majority, but I think there are people throughout the United States who just won't vote for a gay president. Whether that's right or wrong, whatever, that's not up for debate. I just think there's segments of society that won't do it, and they'll never admit it to pollsters. They'll never admit it to anybody else. President Trump says that he'll vote that he would vote for a gay person for president, but not everyone feels that way. There's got to be something out there, folks. That and I brought this up on the show today. You look at Pete Buttigieg. He won the Iowa caucuses. He came in second, a very close second, to Bernie Sanders in New Hampshire. Yet he is trailing nationally in every poll. He's even in some polls trailing Elizabeth Warren, who has been a disaster in recent months on the campaign trail. Why is that? What is it about Pete Buttigieg that just doesn't connect to the larger American voter? What is it exactly? Is it his gay marriage? Is it his life? I don't know. I think that's a question that, again, it's fair to ask. Would American citizens vote for a gay man for president? Just like it's okay to ask, would the American people vote for a socialist for president? Would the American people vote for a person over 65 for president of the United States? These are all very valid, fair questions, and it's going to be something that's offered up. Pete Buttigieg will knock it out of the park. He'll, give a line about Rush Limbaugh. He'll give a line about Donald Trump. It's a question that we already know is going to come up, and I'm sure that the Democrats on stage will defend him. But that's going to be his shining moment. What else will he have to come out and say and defend his record? He's in a battle with Amy Klobuchar. He's in a battle with Joe Biden and also with Mike Bloomberg now to all capture that not Bernie vote. I guess you could throw Elizabeth Warren in there, but she kind of sides with Bernie Sanders. So you've got Biden, you've got Buttigieg, you've got Klobuchar, and yes, you also have Bloomberg in there, who are all trying to compete for the same voters. Meanwhile, Bernie's out here. He's mowing everybody down. He's able to win. He'll probably win the Nevada caucuses. And as of right now, I'm putting him as my favorite to win in South Carolina. So some of these moderates, or so-called moderates, have they've got to show tonight that they can actually propel past one of the other so-called moderates in this race. Will that be Klobuchar? If I were Amy Klobuchar, sure, I would take a few swings at Mike Bloomberg, but I would also go hard after Pete Buttigieg. I would go after Elizabeth Warren, and I would go after Biden and Bernie Sanders. And if I were Amy Klobuchar, I would try to have another debate performance like I had in the New Hampshire debate. Show that you are the clear moderate choice. Can she do that? That's something else that I'm going to be watching for tonight. So again, the battle within the so-called moderates, even though Pete Buttigieg, in my opinion, is not a moderate, but the battle among those moderates, how does that shake out? And then who all is going to pummel Mike Bloomberg, and how does he respond? That's something else to keep an eye on tonight. Listen, if you're going to watch the debate here in Texas, you're going to be able to watch it on MSNBC. You're going to be able to watch it on NBC. It starts at, I believe, 8 Central Time. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Time is when that will start, but 8 p.m. Time, and it's a 2-hour debate on NBC. So it's going to be a long debate, but it's going to be, I think, a very, very interesting and very important debate for these Democrats moving forward. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show, weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 a.m. KFYO. Follow along on Twitter, by the way. Follow me on Twitter at Chad Hasty Radio. That's at Chad Hasty Radio. I'll be tweeting along with the debate tonight. Have a good day. Tune into the show tomorrow morning. We'll wrap it up. We also have candidate for Lubbock County Commissioner Terrence Kovar on the program. That race between he and Leanne Dumbald is really heating up in Lubbock, and I'll be covering that tomorrow. So tune into the show, and we'll visit with you later.